we have here is an Amazon 6x6. I bought this for my son for Christmas. He has really gotten the raw deal when it comes to radio-controlled vehicles. Either they don't work out of the box or they break as soon as he tries doing anything with them. So I got this thinking that, man, this would be cool. He really likes my G.I. Joe 6x6, but it is slow. It's not meant to go fast. This is meant to be a little bit more fast, more off-road. And this thing does look pretty awesome. It does look the part. It looks solid. It looks sturdy. It looks rugged. It looks like it would be able to take on anything. The fact of the matter is, it can't. It can barely do anything. It has a standard 7.4 volt lithium ion battery in there, but it powers 3 motors as opposed to 1 motor and a differential system. So that saps up a lot of energy. And it's an all or nothing steering system that is hit or miss. It really is not very responsive. There's a lot of latency, so when you give it the old heave-ho on the remote, it doesn't go exactly when you want it to. And the other really bummer part is, it doesn't go straight. It's always veering to one side, so as soon as you turn, it'll turn when it wants to, but then as soon as the wheels, lazily come back to center, it then drifts. So you're constantly having to constantly adjust where you're going. So that's even on pavement, sidewalk, or even in the grass. And you think the grass would keep it somewhat stable because you're constantly hitting stuff, but nope. It constantly goes from side to side. It's very frustrating. Another thing with the drivetrain, you would be like, wow, 3 motors. That thing must be powerful. It's not. Right now, it's, as of this recording, it's early April. There's very little on the ground in terms of grass. My grass isn't all that deep. This can barely do it. It can't even do stunts. It's not that fast. And number 2, the tires are too slick. Yeah, it's got some rubbery tires there, but they're just not sticky. They're more plastic than rubber, so they are pretty slick. So this was about $40 or $60, somewhere in the $40, $60 range when I bought it at Christmas. If you're thinking about purchasing this bad boy, I would look elsewhere. Don't be fooled like we were. My son was like so heartbroken when this thing wouldn't work because he dug the colors, he dug the aggressive look of it. Unfortunately, it is just an underperforming RC vehicle. So eventually what I found to replace that, because he likes to do RC cars with his dad, was I found this guy. This is a Nico Baja Racer. I didn't even know Nico was still around anymore. I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s. I remember Nico. Nico was, kind of mid-level. It wasn't Tyco RC, but it wasn't El Cheapo either. It was kind of in the middle. But I didn't even know that they were still around because, as you know, Tyco isn't even around anymore. But this guy, it is 6 volts. It is USB charged. But this thing is pretty zippy and it's pretty responsive. It does really well in the dirt. It does really well in the grass. And even though this is 7.4 volts and this is 6, this does better in the grass and the gravel. He can even do peel outs with it because the rear end gets loose. This, you can't because you can't steer it. So if you're looking for an alternative, I would highly recommend this. The coloring is about the same. It's pretty awesome. And I don't know if any other dads out there are like this, but I like to make really superfluous upgrades that do nothing for the function, but I just have like, hey, that would look cool, and I do it. I painted the rotors aluminum, so that way they stuck out more. Originally, they were this neon green, but I was like, hey, that would look really cool if you could see the rotors, and I did, and then I used my Gundam marker, and I put blackout spots in the hole so it looks like that it has performance level brakes on there. Maybe for another video we'll bust this out and take it somewhere. I have a pretty secret location that I'm really trying to talk my kid into coming with me to film, but unfortunately it's right next to a body of water, so he's really afraid that he's gonna into the drink. He has reason to think that because it probably would happen knowing my kids. But yeah, this guy is super duper awesome. So I don't mean to go too much into this truck because this review literally is all about this one. This one sucks. Do not buy it. It is crap. I'll probably put it somewhere here on the workbench for basically set dressing. But for the most part, avoid this one because it really isn't worth it. I hope you enjoyed that review, as lengthy as it was. Sorry. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.